to another M.S.M reviews, and today we'll be reviewing Bram Stoker's Dracula, starring a awesome cast. Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves, and the actor we've seen in the Batman, Dark Knight trilogies, and Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, Gary Oldman. What can I say about this film? This film, when it came out, this is one of the films I watched while I was a kid. And it stands true to my opinion of what vampire flicks are. Or, when I grew up, these are true vampire flicks. The sunlight killing the vampire, and no offense to the Twilight people who like Twilight movies, but to me that's not vampires sparkling in sunlight. But in this movie, we start the story off in mid-century after the birth of Christ, and we follow Dracula. He's on a campaign fighting in a war, and his wife gets a letter think he died at war, so she commits suicide. And when he comes back to his home, he finds out she committed suicide, and he pretty much turns his back on his faith and stabs the cross, and then he gets cursed with being a vampire pretty much. And we fast forward to Keanu Reeves' character, who goes and visits Dracula, and he finds out Dracula's not who he appears to be, and pretty much he sees a picture of Keanu Reeves' wife he's soon to be married to, and it looks like his wife long ago, like a mirror image. So he goes and pretty much tries to make her fall in love with him because he sees her. But then in the movie he bites her friend and turns her into one of his minions. And this movie has some blood, has some, strong sexual tension things. But in this movie, it's kind of a romantic, sad tragedy. Because pretty much by the end of the movie, he bites her, and she slowly turns into a vampire, but they rush to find Dracula when he's being held to, and they kill Dracula, so she becomes human again. But she ends up killing Dracula, and so he can be set free. And this movie has, when it first came out, I was like, whoa, I couldn't stop watching it. Because there's a scene in the movie, Dracula turns into a wolf, and then he turns into like a giant bat, and the practical effects in this movie still hold up to this day, the practical effects. You still can't beat practical effects when it comes to practical effects versus CGI. Practical effects will always win. But this movie, I recommend, if y'all haven't seen it, buy it, see it. It's definitely a 9 out of 10. It's worth a watch. It's definitely a good popcorn flick, adventure time. I guarantee y'all will not be disappointed.